Greetings, peoples, and welcome back to Spyro RT, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Spyro Retweet, whatever you want to call it. This is the final boss. We're going on to the final boss right now of this wonderful game. Not the entire game. This is just Spyro 2. This is finale to the Spyro 2 portion of this whole playthrough. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. We're about to go into the final boss and yeah, do everything after that. We've done everything 100% and we're going to be getting our bonus after the final boss, after we get rid of Ripto. So let's do that right now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin. Will you be an angel for a helpless animal?
Yeah! Come back here, you useless animals!
Hey, Shorty, maybe I can help.
What? You again?
Yep. If you want to test that power crystal, why don't you try it on me? I'll stand still, I promise.
I like that idea. Dragon, you've just sealed your fate!
Spyro, we want to help you fight Ripto. Elora is using the orbs you collected to store power-up energy. Hunter will throw the powered-up orbs to you as they become ready. Even as we speak, the professor is experimenting with new forms of power-up energy, so you'll soon have abilities that no one has ever seen before.
So yeah, this is the final boss. We're fighting Ripto right now, and what's going to be happening is Hunter here, just like Zoe there said, he's going to be dropping these orbs. They are green, blue, and red. And depending on the last orb that you get, you have to get 3 to unlock your power-up. And Ripto can do the same thing. He can get these power-ups as well and use them against you. But the goal here is to collect 3 of any of these orbs, and the last one, depending on the last orb that you get, red, blue, or green, determines the power-up you're going to get. You could either get like these fireball attacks with the red orb, you could get a supercharge with the blue orb, or you could spit acid with the green orb. So yeah, I never got the fireball orb attack, I just kept using the supercharge and the acid spit attack. But yeah, this is the first phase. This is the first of multiple phases. I like how Spyro is getting all glowy again. I love what they did what they did there with the power-ups in the Reignited Trilogy. It made Spyro look all cool. He looks so cool. He looks so cool. He's all glowy and he's all cool and he looks nice. Right here we have Ripto using his lightning shield thing. Unfortunately, you can't double jump with it, because then that would be broken. And on his own, Ripto can shoot fireballs and then, you know, just overall be just, you know, annoying and hard to deal with, and it's not fun. And it's not fun to deal with. He's not really that big of a deal, though. And 2 of them, that one is laying on top of him. Thanks, Hunter, for, you know, honestly, you wonder why he doesn't just drop them on Spyro or near Spyro. In that case, make it easier for him. This Hunter, well, we've established that Spyro is the main villain of the game, so for Hunter to be not helping Spyro as much as he could makes sense. Makes a lot of sense in my headcanon, which is totally, you know, the legit canon of Spyro, that he's the main villain of all of his games. Spyro's the main villain. Makes sense. My headcanon says so, so it's the official canon. It's totally official. And you could just attack Ripto with either a charge or a flame, and then, you know, you could just slow him down for a second, stun him, and that's the first phase. Now we're going on to the second phase, where he just decides to get a metal gulp out of nowhere. Mecha Gulp, I think his name, I don't know. But that's not important. What is important is that this phase is easier than the first phase, in that you get a larger target and a more stationary target to hit, and I already got rid of half of his health. with just one of those attacks. He's not that big of a deal at all. And Ripto clearly favors Golf because we didn't get a Crush mech at all, and that's not going to be the third phase either. So yeah, Crush, sad day for him. Ripto doesn't care about him. Nobody does. Nobody cares about Crush. But yeah, and oh look, I'm about to get rid of the second half of his health bar. This phase is really easy. It's already gone. And now what's going to happen here? Also, I love this little animation they added to this. Make it look all nice. I like this. And then Spyro just, I don't know, obtain the power of the Hyper Beam. You know, Samus isn't the only one with that type of power, I guess. But yeah, this is the third phase. You're just flying around this lava pit, and you have to hit Ripto while he's flying on his mech bird thing, which, for the purpose of this, since I just made a Metroid reference, is Meta Ridley. This is Meta Ridley. It's Meta Ridley. That's with the W trademark. 2019, this playthrough, Meta Widley, totally different character, exclusive to the Spyro franchise. This playthrough specifically, even though he's in the original game, I called him Meta Widley in this playthrough, so he's Meta Widley. New character, official, OC in my headcanon, where Spyro's the villain, which is again canon the main series, only action. I'm proving myself wrong or something right now. I don't know what I'm saying again. That happens most of the time though, so ignore anything I say except don't, because I want you to listen to my commentary, because I'm insightful, I'm knowledgeable, and that was close. I forgot how close that was. That was scarily close. And one more hit and I would have died there. I was really tense when I was playing that, I remember that much. But now Ripto's dead. The end.
Hey!
I don't think we could ever thank you enough, Spyro. I suppose you have to go now?
Yeah, I'd better. They'll be missing me in the Dragon Worlds, and I've still got a vacation to take. I need it more than ever now.
Before you go, I think that Moneybags has something he wants to give you.
I most certainly do not.
Hunter?
Huh?
Spyro, Moneybags is very sorry that he made you pay so much on your way through Avalar. We want you to keep the gems as a reward for helping us.
Wow, thanks! Sparks, can you grab them?
Let me just type in the new coordinates and there! Spyro, you can now go to Dragon Shores.
Hey, why don't you guys come with me? I bet you could use a holiday.
I'm afraid we can't, Spyro. Ripto may be gone, but he caused a lot of damage during his short stay. We'll be cleaning up for weeks. Just remember, though, that you can always get back to Avalar from Dragon Shores if you want to visit.
Well, okay. Come on, Sparks. We got a lot of vacation to catch up on.
Yeah.
And with Ripto defeated, we can now finally go on that vacation. You get to actually go to Dragon Shores after you beat the final boss. And I love this. This is one of my favorite, like, bonuses, like 100% bonuses of a lot of games. Like, you get to go on the vacation, and it's not just like they get to view cutscenes and stuff like that, because you can still go to Dragon Shores and everything. Like, if you don't, you know, get 100%, but, like, it's just a cool bonus. Like, you get a bonus, obviously, for getting 100%. There's a little gate down there to the right of the entrance where you can get something special, but, it's not really, you know, not what I love about it. Like, I love the bonus that you get, but I love actually going on the vacation, and I love this new area for the post-game. It's not much. It's very small. It's just a bunch of mini-games and stuff like that. But it's fun, and I love it. Now we're going to go on the Tunnel of Love. Ooh, the suspense is killing me. Who's Spyro going to end up with? Not Allura. He blew his chance there. He left. Spyro is in love with himself. Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny's a narcissist. That's what we've learned throughout this entire game. Totally true. That this game exposes Tom Kenny. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy exposes that Tom Kenny is indeed a massive narcissist that loves himself. Yup. That's a joke because, you know, the professor and Spyro are both voiced by Tom Kenny, who's the voice of SpongeBob, who's the voice of like 80% of all the NPCs in this entire game. And yeah, so this little minigame collection plays Dragon Shores. You just complete all these minigames, all 4 of them. Well, the Tunnel of Love, you only need to do once, but every other one you have to do 3 times, and then once you do them all, you get these tokens every time you do them, and if you get all 10 of them, I believe it is, 10 tokens, right? When you get all of them, you're able to go to the theater and just view all the cutscenes, and then you get to get your little 100% bonus for doing everything in the game, getting all those orbs and all those gems, all 10,000 gems, all 10,000. Right here, I love this little shooting minigame because all I think about when I do this is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. That's all I think about. All I'm thinking about, because it's pretty much exactly like the arrow shooting gallery in both of those games. It's exactly like that. Only you don't got the little, like, jingle and the perfect that goes across the screen for getting all of them. I mean, you kinda get a more substantial... No, I'd say rupees are a better reward than tokens that allow you to view cutscenes, because rupees can be spent on more things. Don't... Nah, which one's more valuable? Definitely the one in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, because you get a much more substantial award. But yeah, like here's another minigame. I want to talk about my feelings overall with the game. I just want to explain all these minigames too, though, because it's the last area of the game. So right here, what we're doing here, doesn't sound like a, never mind. That doesn't sound like a proper sentence, even though it is. It doesn't sound right because you're using the same word quickly in the same sentence. I talk too much. This mini game is basically you just pick up a ball in your mouth and then you spit it at the target, and then you get to dunk somebody right here, and you get tokens for it. That ball should not have hit that target, but it did, and I'm not complaining because I still get my token. But yeah, overall, now that I finally get a chance to talk about the game for another few seconds before I get back to playing another minigame, I love Spyro 2. It's my favorite 3D platformer of all time, and I feel like nostalgia obviously has a factor in why I love that, like, this game so much. The original Spyro 2 especially, because Spyro 2 was the, first game I ever played. I've said that a few times during this playthrough. And obviously nostalgia has a part in it, and why I love it so much, because it's the first game I ever played. There's no way nostalgia isn't going to be a factor. But, like, I go back to Spyro 2 all the time. I play that game, and it's just a fun game. It's just a fun game. No matter how many times I play that game, I never get bored of it because it's just a good game. You obviously go back to, like, you know, some of the earliest games you ever play, and then you go back to them years later, and it's like, you know, this game isn't as good as, you know, you remember it. It's not, doesn't hold up to, like, your standards of what you like in a game now, or just you were a stupid child that didn't know any better, because that can be the case. A lot of the time, actually, it can be the case, because you're a child, you don't have any standards or, you know, semblance of what quality is, so you just accept things, and you go back to it as an adult, a game, really anything, a movie, TV show, and you're like, why did I like this? Why did I like this? Why? But, Spyro 2 isn't that type of thing for me. Like, I go back to it all the time, and I still love it. I feel like I could, like, 100% Spyro 2, and then just, like, instantly just start it all over again and 100% it just immediately after just 100%ing it again, because I love that game. It's, like, my standard for a 3D platformer, and it's a really good game, and if any of you have not played Spyro 2, either get Reignited or the original, really, it doesn't matter. My whole thing with the remake of Spyro 2 is that, I don't know, I'd probably play the original over the remake, most likely. Like, if I was given the chance, I'd probably pick the original, but if you're looking for better, like, graphics and overall just smoother control, like, go with the remake. I just prefer playing the original. Nostalgia is part of it, but there are just some small, tiny things that bug me about the remake, like the ice skating control. As little as you do it in the remake, you only do it, like, what, two, three times in the entire game. But the ice skating controls are just so much better in the original, to me, you know. But it's small stuff like that, and the voice acting, I think, is a lot better in the original. But again, that's just me. You know, it's all a matter of preference, really. Not one is drastically worse or better than the other, it's just a matter of preference. So overall, I'd say the remake of Spyro 2 is, like, in my opinion, it's just, like, ever so slightly worse than the original, but the points that I make are really just nitpicks. Because my problem with the ice skating controls, if I never played the original, I would have think they were perfectly fine. The ice skating controls in this game aren't broken by any stretch. Like, they're just different, and I prefer the way they were in the original. Again, preference. So, really, can't go wrong with the remake. So, again, if you haven't played any Spyro games, I'd say go with the remake. Especially if they release an actual physical version of the Reignited Trilogy. That isn't just the first game and, like, a tiny bit of games 2 and 3, and then you have to download a patch which will no longer exist, you know, after the servers go down for PSN and Xbox Live in, like, 10 years, so that'll be fun. You know, in years down the line, probably not 10 years, but you get what I mean. Like, you know, these games 2 and 3, on the Reignited Trilogy will not exist come some point in the future. We don't know when, obviously, but at some point in the future, games 2 and 3 of the Reignited Trilogy will practically not exist, and they will not be finished, and you won't be able to play them ever. Until, well, unless you already downloaded the patch, but you get what I mean. Like, if you're getting a physical version of the Reignited Trilogy, like, 20 years from now, and then you want to play Spyro 2, well, tough luck, it doesn't exist. At least most of it doesn't. So, yeah, that just sucks. Game preservation sucks, because, well, game preservation doesn't suck, but like, the handling of this game definitely sucks. It's not good, and I really hate it, and it gets my blood boiling, because I want to actually own games 2 and 3 on the Reignited Trilogy, but that's impossible, at least as of now. Hopefully this game can get, like, I don't know, like, a re-release on, like, the PS5 and whatever the next Xbox will be, at some point, and then we'll be able to not complain about that, and we can just have all 3 games on one disc. I want that to happen. I'd buy the game again if it meant me actually owning all of those games physically on the disc. If I could get that, I'd buy the game again. I want that. I don't want to, like, not own the game. But yeah. Anyways, like, getting off of that topic, now that I've explained that in further detail, since I ranted about it a few times in previous parts, this last mini-game that you've been seeing is the coaster mini-game, where instead of setting drinks on the table, you're riding in this little, like, trolley thing on this track, on this little cart, and you're popping these balloons, you just run into them, avoiding obstacles, going through loop-to-loops, doing what Sonic the Hedgehog does best. And in the last one, the first 2 are pretty much the exact same, just with different tracks, like the track expanding. And then the third one, there's like 5 or so red balloons that you need to shoot at. And it's not major. This is probably my favorite minigame out of all of them, because it's more of like an, I don't know, just the most different. And it's a trolley section that I don't hate. Unlike the one from Breeze Harbor, this one is fun and good, and less frustrating, and overall just better design. So, yeah, you can see a dragon there, track. But, yeah, I like this minigame, I like all that. I keep missing that balloon. Past me was not having luck with this balloon. I get it here, though. But, yeah, this is just a fun minigame. Getting all Donkey Kong Country, even though it's nothing like that. But it's on a track, and you're a little cart, trolley, and Donkey Kong. Even though it's absolutely nothing like in Donkey Kong Country. If anything, I don't know, you could say it's something more akin to like Mario Sunshine? I don't know. But yeah, this is the last minigame. We're gonna be getting our last token, hurrah! After we go through one more Sonic the Hedgehog sequence here. Spyro should be falling there, but thankfully that one single loop has Sonic 06 physics, so you don't have to worry about anything. Wow, you're a natural. Yeah, I also love that every time we get back to this guy, Spyro's doing a different idle animation. It's like there are 2 separate Spyros stored at once. Like, honestly, very possible. I'm gonna make a joke, but it's like, no, that's probably the case. So yeah, right here where we can get access to the theater, and something I didn't notice, while I was playing the game, and I noticed looking back on this footage, there is a little poster of Spyro right here, like at the walls right there. You can see that, the little poster. I guess Spyro is accepted as like this king of sorts. He's like a little royalty now. He rules the land and stolen everyone's money, enslaved all the Norks from the last game, and now he's making them work for his entertainment, enslaving all of the Norks after killing their leader. But anyway, once you get all 10,000 gems and 64 orbs, you can get this power-up. That doesn't send you to my favorite Sonic game of all time, Sonic Forces. Instead gives you infinite fire breath. So, yeah. You might think, why do that? You know, because, oh, I have infinite fire breath. By the way, yeah, this never runs out. And it's not just in this, like, little area, either. This, stuck with you for the rest of the entire game. You have infinite, fireball, breath, you know, power-up. Infinity of it. An infinite amount. An infinity of something. An infinite amount of it. So, to show that off, I am going to head to the first level of the game, Glimmer, right here. And, yeah, 100%. I didn't know that. I didn't know I 100% at this level. Also, welcome to Glimmer. We were here before. You guys just suck. The same problem just happened the second I left. You guys are terrible. I shouldn't be helping these people. But, yeah, just destroy every enemy in the level. Obviously, there are no gems because I collected all of it. You may be wondering why I do that. You know, what's the point of going through the levels if there's nothing to really do? Even though, honestly, I find fun in just going back to every level and destroying them with the fire breath and just running through them as quickly as possible. Speedrun. Come on, guys. Where's the speedrunning community for, like, Spyro 2, specifically after 100%, and just see who can get through every level fastest? No, that doesn't exist. Why? I don't know. Like, imagine, like, a speedrun challenge of, like, people going through Spyro 2, you have to kill every enemy as quickly as possible after you get the fire breath. It's like post 100%. Kill every enemy in the level with fire breath and get to the end gate as quickly as possible. Where's the speedrunning challenge for Spyro 2 where we do that? Just do exactly what I'm doing now, only it's a speedrun. Kill every enemy with the fire breath and everything. Not necessarily with the fire breath, but you have it since 100%. Kill every enemy and then run to the gate as quickly as possible. Where's that challenge? If that doesn't exist, I'm disappointed. I want that to be a thing. I want a new speedrun challenge in the Spyro community. That actually sounds like a really cool challenge. That sounds like a fun idea. Why hasn't that been done? Like, why hasn't that been done? That's cool. I want that to happen now. But yeah, you might be wondering why do all this if we already have 100%. Well, if you start a new game, you can start a new game at this point, a new game plus basically, and you'll go through the entire game with your fire breath and you'll be able to just absolutely annihilate everything. But anyway, getting back into Summer Forest, that was Spyro 2. I will come back to Spyro Reignited at some point, but I'm going to take a break. I'm going to live stream Spyro 3 just like I did with Spyro 1 and 2, but I'm going to do another playthrough in the meantime before I get to Spyro 3. But anyway, guys, that was Spyro 2! Until next time with a new playthrough, or if you're going to really wait until Spyro 3, I have been the Cryogenic Gamer. Good night, everybody.